topic left. Just what was it? 2 days ago, you guys got to go watch the movie Shazam.
It's the best time ever. I'm just saying.
One of the times where I actually haven't seen it, so I don't mind having some things spoiled just to kind of throw that out there. What did you guys think? Is it the best DC movie ever made?
You go first, man.
I mean, I like the first one a lot, but this one was really like, it was okay. I mean, I can't really say that it's not a bad movie. It just, there were some things that were a little weird. Like I think what was it, Zachary Levi? That's his name.
Chuck.
It's Levi.
Levy, whatever.
I don't know.
Sue me. He was a little more like uppity in this movie. Like his personality is a little unlike the first one was kind of.
I haven't watched the first one in so long. I think I know what you're saying. Like the kid being an adult kind of shtick thing. It seemed a little more heavy-handed in this one. Like not as natural as it could be. Like I mean, the whole premise is that he's a kid trapped in but in an adult's body.
He's trapped.
But I think you're right. Like maybe the first one it was just more novel at the time.
Yeah.
And in this one, like seeing Zachary Levy, whatever, try to pretend to be a teenager. I think what made it almost worse is the kids have aged up in this movie. Like the Billy Batson.
I think it is.
Baxter.
Yeah. So he's like about to turn 18 in this, which I don't remember exactly how big of a jump that is. But as an 18-year-old, there's a level of maturity you would expect there.
Yeah.
And I feel like Zachary, or at least Shazam's portrayal of that, it almost aged him down. He didn't seem like he was pretending to be an 18-year-old kid. He seemed like he was pretending to be a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So I say it just felt a little more heavy-handed, but
yeah, and I mean, considering that he pretty much has to have a lot more responsibility since he is pretty much the key holder to the powers, pretty much amongst the entire group, and he tries to be like the leader, and tries to corral like his siblings from becoming a little too egotistical, which it shows that all of them are becoming more. Oh, I guess I don't feel like doing this right now. Like they're kind of like shifting off.
I don't know if it's egotistical. I think the whole kind of premise of this movie is Billy is afraid that his family is going to leave him. Like in the last movie, if you recall,
what was the theme? Was like family coming together in the last one?
Yeah, the first one was like family coming together. Yeah, he games his family, and now this one, like because all his siblings have powers, they're all now growing up trying to do their own thing with the powers, right? Be their own people, and Billy's trying to hold them together. I think because he's worried he's about to age out of the system, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, there are a few that are being egotistical, but I think it's more just like they're growing apart, and he doesn't want to let go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he has to learn that family will endure, kind of storyline.
At least that's the premise of the majority of the movie.
So was this better or worse than the last Shazam movie? Because I wasn't a big fan of the last one.
I thought the last one was fine. I didn't love or hate it. It was fine.
I was
actually really surprised you called me to go see this. I didn't know you guys liked the first one as much as you did.
Joy liked it a lot.
It wasn't bad. I just was I was kind of lukewarm on it.
Yeah, and I feel like this one for me was about the same.
About the same, give or take.
I mean, I know a lot of people liked the first one better in several cases. I know at the time it critically, I think, did pretty well. The first Shazam movie. Yeah. I think because it was kind of like that breath of fresh air for DC. Like you were just coming out of like Batman vs Superman and Martha and all that. So I think getting Shazam at that time was really good. Even if the movie itself, you could argue it's quality. I think we pretty much just got that again. Maybe a little lesser. I don't know. Yeah.
But
I think now we're just kind of past that point, so it doesn't stand on its own quite as well.
Was the last Shazam movie, was that the movie that ended with a worm guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the caterpillar.
Was there anything in this movie? Is that answer?
So, should I spoil it?
No, spoil it.
Oh my god. So, there literally had zero to do with it.
So, okay. That was I think it was a post-credits
I call this
scene.
guy Merlin. I'm just going to say I call the guy Merlin because I know him from The Kingsman.
Yeah.
That's all I know him as. Like, he's fantastic in The Kingsman. And in this movie,
talking about the old wizard guy?
Name. I'm terrible.
You talking about the old wizard?
No, the guy who's bald.
The bald white dude.
The one who gets.
I'm not thinking of the
talking to the worm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's literally zero mention until the final end credit
of this movie.
No joke.
Yeah. So it's a post-credit scene in the first movie, and it ends up being a post-credit scene in the second movie.
Yes, and that's it.
Interesting.
And it says "in due time" at the end of the thing too. Like, it's like, really?
Yeah, they just kick that can down the road a little bit further. So
yeah, so it's like
I think that road's ended. I don't think there's anywhere to kick the can.
Well,
that's
what I thought was interesting. That's one thing I wasn't sure about this movie was this going to be at all in Gunn's canon? Apparently, at least to an extent, it is. He's keeping around some of this.
Because Gunn is best friends.
I have a feeling they'll continue with it. Like, I think if he takes it, he's going to probably take it into that.
Well, because
it's got to go somewhere.
Gunn and Levi are like best friends outside of work or something. From what I understand.
That's interesting. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Not best friends, but like they're really they like each other. So.
Close.
Yeah.
I mean, they might do a Shazam 3. I'm not sure if they'll go that route. They had a mid-credit scene, which I thought was interesting. And I haven't watched this show yet, but you know that the Peacemaker show with John Cena?
Yeah. I've been wanting to watch that.
So I would imagine Gunn is keeping most of that, because, Gunn directed the second Suicide Squad, and he kind of stemmed off with that Peacemaker character. I don't know if he has anything to do with the TV show. You guys can correct me if you know. But there's a post or mid-credit scene that ties that in to Shazam. Like a couple of those characters from Peacemaker, they end up interacting with Shazam like for just a brief moment, trying to pull him into the Justice Society. So I don't know exactly what that's really going to do, if it's just a way to kind of weave him into that thread, so Shazam's still relevant in the Gunn universe.
I think that's what's going to happen, because that was really what the pull was, at least from the article that I sent you.
Yeah.
That seems like that was the road, and if they take it further, that's probably going to be the direction they're going to pull.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And I think I read in a spoiler that there was some sort of Wonder Woman cameo or something.
Oh man, I read that.
What exactly is she? What does she just show up for a minute?
Crap. Man, no, not even actually. She had quite a few minutes of role in this movie.
Is it Gal Gadot or is it somebody else?
So, okay, there's two spots in the movie that have quote-unquote Wonder Woman.
Oh my god.
The first one's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain it?
Is it a fake?
It's a fake Gal Gadot. It's actually it was in a movie, like in a dream, in a dream thing, and he was
I heard about
on
this.
A date.
Yeah,
he was on a date with her. And he goes, "Oh well, I don't know if we should even be together, blah blah blah." But it has no head.
Yeah, well, this time, so they show them like sitting at a restaurant. You only see the back of her head. She stands up, and it's clearly Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, like from the body and armor and everything. And they kind of pan up to her shoulders, and then right as they're about to show her head,
it cuts off.
Well, it's not that it cuts off. The wizard dude.
That's right.
He's trying to get a hold of Billy, so he gets into his dream, and Gal Gadot's head becomes his head.
Yes.
So it's the old wizard dude with the dreads and everything on Wonder Woman's body.
And that was so funny.
The CG is kind of bad, but it's kind of great all at the same time. So that was actually a pretty funny moment.
That was a killer moment.
DC's CGI and the look of their movies is so odd. Like, have you seen the trailers of The Flash? And you've seen Michael Keaton moving around? It's like...
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about their movies.
I don't know if it's just their movies. Marvel, their CG's been kind of... I think a lot of them are just trying to rush.
I forgot about Ant-Man.
I think just good CG talent right now is just being driven to the ground. Like, their workload is so heavy, their schedule is so demanding that it's probably hard to crank out super high quality stuff, because I don't think these studios are giving any of them quite enough time.
I heard the new Avatar looked fantastic, but again, that movie took like
James Cameron took like 15 years. Anyway, and then there was another Gal Gadot cameo at the end where it's straight up Gal Gadot, so she is in the movie at the end. Her role's not real important. I mean, well, it kind of is. she brings him back to life.
Yeah, she brings him back to life after him dying.
Yeah, he dies, but he's not going to stay dead when he dies. It's one of those kind of things. Yeah. I don't know, but her inclusion felt a little weird because...
like I mentioned to you, like, that same article mentions that, I think, what was it, who was the director?
Gunn?
Yeah, Gunn. Apparently, she was not even supposed to be in that part of the movie using her face. Like, it was supposed to actually just be like, some sort of cameo, but without the face. And they did that without him knowing.
So while he was on a lunch break, they pulled in Gal Gadot and got a few shots.
Got a few shots, and then it's like, wait a minute, that was not supposed to happen.
It's all super interesting. Did you read about Ben Affleck? Because he was supposed to be brought on to direct a James Gunn or a new DC movie, and Ben Affleck was like, or he like had some like kind of like thunderous tweet where he's like, "I'm not doing that. I would never do that," or something. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. So like they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, there's definitely some confusion here with like what's sticking around, what's not, and I'm not sure how much of these movies right now are just kind of like holdover, some stuff that was already done versus stuff Gunn's actually deciding to do. Like I just saw Black Adam recently, which I don't recommend Black Adam.
Oh, I heard that was not Black.
But it had.
Well, there is a certain character I recommend, but.
Oh boy, what are you saying?
Are you talking about the cameo? Because that's what I was about to say.
Oh no, I'm joking. I'm joking for a certain character from the first movie.
Black Adam?
Darren.
I didn't say Ant-Man.
Oh, I thought you said Ant-Man. Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Walk.
Anyway, but Black Adam had the Henry Cavill cameo at the end. Granted, that was, I guess, just prior to Gunn. I don't know. It's a weird time because you're coming out of this clear setup that DC was trying to do to, like, breathe in some new life to these Snyder characters. And then you've got Gunn trying to pull them out while still keeping a couple, like... I think the big one that's going to give us a better feel for what's going on is going to be the Flash movie. Because as soon as they bring all the multiverse stuff, they can do whatever they want, right? They can mix and match characters, jump universes, rewrite history if they want. So we'll see what Gunn really has in play, I think, after that.
Well, today also there was an article that popped up where Levi kind of admitted that he was supposed to be in Black Adam. And apparently The Rock ixnayed his cameo in that movie, so it's like, what are y'all doing? Why is The Rock getting say in who's in his movie?
Because The Rock's The Rock. Like,
he's The Rock, dude.
I think The Rock's involvement is what hurt that movie, though, because he clearly wanted that to be this super just, man, this movie's so bad, so awesome kind. That was the whole feel the whole time, but it was so just on the nose that that's what they were trying to do that everything fell flat.
See if I can pull his quote up, what he said exactly.
But no, I think having Shazam in there probably would have added a little bit of levity or just a little connectivity it needed. Because I don't think the Black Adam movie story stood on its own well.
It just says that Zachary Levi throws shade at Dwayne Johnson amid reports that The Rock refused to let Black Adam characters cameo in Shazam 2. So it was the opposite. So The Rock didn't want his characters in the Shazam movie. Which that would have been that would have
characters like there weren't even that many characters. I don't know. Well, it sounds like unless there's something I don't understand, The Rock might just be straight up out anyway, unless they pursue the Black Adam side of things. I don't think they should. I don't think they will. Like, I don't think that movie did well.
He needs to go. Be wrong. He needs to go back to the Scorpion King. Just do it.
Yeah. Back to his roots. I don't know. I guess overall, I didn't think the new Shazam was bad. If you really temper your expectations, it doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think is nice. It at least is not trying to be this broody thing. Whereas I said, like the Black Adam. Sorry, it's ingrained in my head. Like it was trying so hard to be something that I think it just kind of lost sight of being a good movie. Shazam at least was trying to have some fun with stuff. It was cheesy. A lot of times a little too cliche, but if you just take it for what it is. It has some moments that were fun. It has some endearing parts to it.
It was a fun movie.
Shazam wins in the end by bringing his family together. They defeat the evil sisters.
He pushes his family away. Says, "No, you guys need to go be your own people."
Yeah.
It was and like I need to stand up and do whatever. I don't know. It was kind of a flip flop of the end of the first movie, where the first one he brought them together. This one was like, no, I need to protect you by doing this on my own, kind of thing. So I don't know.
I know there was one.
I did not like Lucy Liu.
Oh,
did you?
Really? I heard she had a very deadpan.
Yeah, there was just and that worked for her back in the day. Like there was something just about that deadpan Lucy Liu that worked. It doesn't work now. Maybe it's because she's a little bit older and doesn't read the same way. But yeah, she looked like she was very uncomfortable in this movie.
Yeah. I don't. It wasn't awful. I mean, when I saw her, I was like, "Oh, look at that!" I wasn't expecting that. I was like, "Oh, look at this nonsense." But then at the same time, I was like,
"That's what you want to say about a movie." Look at this nonsense.
I'll be honest. Like, I didn't expect her to be there at all.
I think it was just so surprising to see her because, like, with a lot of actors or actresses, you kind of see them kind of grow through the years, and you kind of just get used to them. This one was weird though because I hadn't seen her in
anything
10 years. So to go from our last picture of Lucy Liu in anything to now is a little jarring.
Mm-hmm.
I think you spend half the movie just kind of looking like, man, that's Lucy Liu, and you like it doesn't read well. I don't know.
I haven't seen her in something.
Yeah, I mean, she does.
Go ahead.
She does play like the role, okay, I guess, because she plays a really good antagonist. So,
yeah, I haven't enjoyed her in something since Kill Bill. I think Kill Bill was the last one where I was like, that was awesome. Yeah. But that could have just been Kill Bill was amazing anyways. But so yeah, I don't know. Well, technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think our audio system's starting to
kind of.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Do you have time to at least say your overall thoughts on everything?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought
it was fine. Not bad, not good.
Yeah,
fine.
like if you want to watch it for the sake of just watching it, I say go for it. I like the theater experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not for nothing though that I think the reception on the movie itself did horrible. That like the box office like tanked. Like the movie completely. I think they say they're gonna probably make about 30 million at most. That's the most they're gonna get out of it. And it's like, wow, ouch, that kind of hurts.
That might cover Zachary Levi's paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't feel like it got marketed a whole lot.
That's what they were saying. They said that the marketing was complete trash, like horrible.
I'm wondering if it's because the studio lost faith in it and they didn't want to dump a lot of money into the marketing. Like, let's cut our losses. It's kind of that weird spot. It's like, if you don't market, you're not going to make as much. Yeah. But if you kind of anticipate that it's going to bomb anyway, you don't want to waste another $20 million marketing. So,
I mean, I haven't seen, to be honest, I didn't see any marketing at all.
I had forgotten it to come out. When you called me, I was like, that's out?
That's what I thought. And then, funny enough, like, the Mario movie has been being promoted like crazy.
I think they're real confident in that.
Oh, yeah. So they're like, yeah, it makes a big difference, I think.
I'll probably wait to watch this. It feels like HBO is like so quick to throw things onto HBO Max now. I have a feeling this will be on
the theater we went to.
Empty.
Like, we were 3 people. There were maybe 3 other people.
Yeah.
And part of it is we went at weird times, like Sunday at like 9 something.
Yeah.
But it's back to that thing. Movies now, you're right. They come to streaming services so quick. They're still super expensive. I spent $35 or more just getting, my ticket and a drink and a popcorn.
Yep, 40 to 60 for me.
And that's always been the issue with movies, but I think people are just really kind of over it. If it's not a movie you really care about, how can you do it? I'll do it for Mario movie. I look forward to taking my kid to see that. But this, if it wouldn't have been for you calling, wanting to hang out, I would have passed.
I just like having popcorn with my friends.
It was the same thing with Ant-Man. I mean, Ant-Man was looking back, I don't remember a single thing I enjoyed about it, but we watched it with with us, so it was still fun.
Money.
Yep.
Could have saved it up for a Charizard NFT.
Hell yeah. or shiny Pikachu.
I think MODOK was worth it. MODOK alone was worth that ticket.
Anyways, not a bad movie. I don't think it deserves all the hate it's getting. I think for those who are going with certain expectations and liked the first movie, you'll probably enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's not going to win any awards. I'm not even sure where it's going to jump off of in the larger DC canon, but it was fine. I mean, I don't know, 6, 7.
I was just thinking. I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I mean, I enjoyed it,
and not like a bad 6. Like it's just like kind of middle of the road. I mean, and I think it's going to very much go up if you like the first movie. If you like the first movie, solid 7.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were kind of mid on the first movie, yeah, like a 6.
Yeah. Like it felt exactly like the first one. Hilarious. They had okay CG. The plot wasn't terrible. It was pretty consistent across the board. As a matter of fact, the old man had a lot of,
They brought the wizard.
The wizard.
For a
They
lot of
brought
stuff.
the wizard had a lot of cameo, which is great because he was there. He was pushing along the story. It was okay. I mean, I thought it was neat to see him in action, at least a little bit. He didn't do much, but it was his
name is
comebacks.
his name is like Digimon. That's why I always remember his name is because I always call him Digimon. Digimon Hansu.
Yeah. So I mean, he said some funny things here and there, kind of insulting the kid with the crutches, but it was pretty hilarious. Overall it was okay. And Lucy Liu it was weird, but her mean character was okay, I guess.
I'm just happy this movie is done because that means we have Flash upcoming. I'm not excited for that movie, but I'm very curious to see what that movie is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm excited either. I am very curious.
I'm super curious.
I know Tom Cruise loves it. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw
the premiere, and he's like, I'm super excited about this now. I don't know.
No way.
Tom Cruise is, Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise. So take that with a bunch of salt. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be, the revitalization that DC's been needing. It's at least interesting, and it's a chance for them to pivot. I think it's what DC's really been needing. Like, they've been trying really hard to hold on to what they had, and it's probably at this point just needs a good way to shift off. I mean, and not that I don't think there was any potential in those old characters. I just don't think they're gonna pull it out at this point. So, Flash will be interesting.
Yeah,
Are you gonna see it in the theaters?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see Flash.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah. Like, okay.
I don't know if it's worth the price of admission.
I think it's going to be a dumpster fire, but man, dumpster fires are cool to look at.
I'm really curious as how the perception of Ezra Miller is going to affect this, if at all. Like, are we removed enough from all that nonsense now that people are going to just be okay with it, or is that going to be sitting in the back of their minds like, man, this guy? I mean,
while you're watching the movie, he's going to show up, punch you in the back of the head, and then run out of the theater.
I feel like this movie
he's just gonna
this movie has to be really crucial for DC. Other words, they would have dropped it because he went through so much just nonsense and so much bad publicity. I think if it would have been any other movie, if it would have been Shazam 2, they would have killed it off. But because they need this to shift everything around, I think they're just going to bite the bullet and let it be what it's going to be.
I would love for this movie to be like super amazing and for it to be the last one. I don't know why. Like, it would just be so funny for it to be like the greatest thing ever, but that's the end. That's the end of it. I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be, I think it's going to get what is it? No Way Home syndrome.
Michael Keaton alone.
Spider-Man. Really, it was really fun to watch in theater because it's kind of playing on the nostalgia, those big moments. Like when you see Michael Keaton as Batman, everybody's gonna be like, "What?" Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of thing. And whether it's a good movie or if it's a super cheesy reveal, they're not gonna care. It's gonna be just like when we saw Andrew Garfield jump through the portal, right? But like when you go back and watch, like when I went back and watched No Way Home, it was fine, but you could tell all those moments they were done for theater, right? They were done so you could relive that nostalgic glory moment right there in the movie theater. Watching it at home, you're just like, Andrew Garfield, and he stands there a little longer and more awkwardly than you remember. I feel like that's what this movie's going to be, right? It's going to be really fun to watch in theater. You get it home a couple months later, and you're like, "Man, Michael Keaton, He looks a little older than I remember.
Sounds like the whole like Harold and Kumar Christmas like special, you know, 3D, like and it's like, oh, you watch it, kind of
he shows up on screen, but he has like a cane while he's moving around in the suit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful it's gonna be enjoyable, but I don't know.
His nurse is like, Bruce, you can't be doing this right now. You need to sit down. I don't know.
My arthritis. All right, and that wraps up my Shazam thoughts. Unless you've got anything.
No. We'll see what goes from here.
Alrighty, well, I think that's going to wrap up the EnteR ChazmaN podcast. This is episode 31.